Today we're gonna be having a look at a discourse between Sneako and Destiny. To give you a background, these two guys, basically he does a podcast. He has a main channel called Sneako. This channel is called Sneako, but it's like what he's been using lately for the last few weeks. This is Destiny, it's called Destiny. He does some gaming stuff, commentary on some stuff.
They have a strike on my channel for nonsense.
What was the nonsense? Yes.
I started a new channel called Sneako Unplugged for my backup, and then immediately I saw that shit, and I'm like, bro, we back up. I was panicking last night, man. I was all sad. I wasn't able to stream. I had momentum going crazy, and then to see that, it was just like so disappointing. But like to see that email after reviewing your content.
That's what's dangerous about this platform. When you're on it and everything is going good and well, you mess up or they think you messed up. They don't understand it's your bread and butter, especially for these guys who are doing it full time. If you're doing it full time, it's gonna be tough on you, especially if you're trying to push the boundaries like this guy always be doing. Like Sneako is always trying to, I think it's not to get a reaction out of people, but it's kind of, if you know what I'm saying. But like the point is, if they do that to you, it's their platform, you can't do anything. That's why like you always have to have options. Like if it's not working, open another account for a few weeks, work on that. Maybe it's gonna be bigger than the one you are running on.
What happens if you believe something that's not true? How do you figure that out?
I talk to people. I mean, I have
nope, that's not good enough. That's not good enough, because you could talk to people that reaffirm whatever you believe. You might have that friend.
No.
I talk to all different types of people. I talk to you. We don't agree. I'm here talking.
Did you change your mind about anything we talked about last time?
But he doesn't have to. That's a bad point. He doesn't have to change his mind because he talked to you. He doesn't have to.
Nope. So tell me, how do you?
That's where I'm gonna go with Sneako. He doesn't have to change his mind just because you discussed a point where you are not finding a point of agreement. Doesn't mean he has to follow yours, because he could say the same thing too. He could apply the same thing to you, and you have as much of a right to not follow him as he does. So
how do you audit your thoughts? How do you audit your thoughts?
You asked me a question.
You have an idea.
Hold on, Jesse. Let him finish his thought.
Let's say that is the case. How do you know who's right?
You never really know, I guess. No, you don't.
So that's your world. That's what you're selling to people. You can't know if you're right. You have no idea.
Based on your logic.
No, this ain't my logic. I can answer every time I ask you a question, I'll tell you my answer, okay? Because that's not my logic. I'm asking
what's
you.
The point that there is no
I don't have a point at all. I'm asking you because
he's in now.
Yeah,
what is his sheep do now?
the red pill sheep. It's a big sheep. It's a big game. It's a ploy, and it's a not only.
oh, they're gonna talk about the red pill, especially this guy. Yeah, let's see. That's what happened.
Not only is it a ploy, it is leading you exactly to where you're trying to lead people
who's
away from.
controlling me? Who's controlling me? You believe in the government. You believe in booster shots and all that nonsense. Who am I listening to?
I never said I believe in the government, but it sounds like you're
do.
listening to. It sounds like
you said you trust the government.
I trust the process, but it sounds like you're listening to people on TikTok, like Andrew Tate. You're listening to whatever.
I don't have the app TikTok.
That's assuming. But like, if you watch the content from Sneako, you would think like they're very similar, especially for the last couple of months since like Tate started blowing up. Like Sneako has been very extra. Like, man, I started watching this guy since like 2018, but like lately, like you see the difference. You can see the difference. You can tell like something's changed. Maybe it's Tate, maybe there's something else, but like, yeah, you see there's something.
You've never heard of what?
I don't use TikTok.
Okay, we'll do a concrete example then. When it comes to wearing masks, how do you know if that's a good idea or not?
Because if people more powerful than me are telling me to do it, I instantly don't believe them.
That's how can you say that? But how do you? That's not a good answer. If you're just doing something so that you don't follow what you're being told to do, you realize you're part of the same problem. You're actually like more controllable. You're as compliant as the person who's refusing, who's going with the flow. That's the whole problem with Sneako. Like, I think he's gone all the way on the other side of the current, that he's kind of swimming against the current for no reason other than the current is going this way. Oh, I have to go the other way. That's the only reason, and that's kind of what Destiny is trying to show him. Like, what are you doing? You can't just say and do things just because they're contrary to what the established power, or like the government, or like anybody else who has more power or more perceived power, or even just concrete power, like, over you.
Okay, do you understand that just makes you a sheep of the other herd, right?
That's basically it.
If with the mask on, motherfuckers are out here running marathons with 3 of them on.
That's
Like,
stupid.
how is it possible that you can't breathe with the mask on, right? You got people that are doing shifts for 20 hours. You no, let me finish. Okay, it's uncomfortable. Seatbelts are uncomfortable. Okay,
Yeah,
going to
and
the
I wouldn't
doctor
wear
is
it.
uncomfortable. Okay, there's a lot of things in life that are uncomfortable. That's not a reason not to do it. That's not a reason for a man not. Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. You can't be going. Hold on. Yeah, hold on.
I'll let you go
Chill.
afterwards.
Chill. Okay, yeah. When you interrupt me, it's because you know I'm right. Okay, you're trying to cut me off because you know that I'm taking you somewhere that you don't want to go. Okay? We're gonna go to those places.
You're a little
today,
heated right
okay?
now, Destiny.
I'm not heated. No, I'm not heated. I'm just matching I'm matching your energy. Okay.
if you
A
wanna
man.
wear a mask,
I trust the process of some of the things involved with government, but that doesn't mean that I do it just because they say to do. There are things the government could tell me to do that I would disagree with. That's possible. Government could say some shit, and I look into the data on my own. And I go, you know what? I actually don't agree.
Yeah,
with this. I'm not-
that's the right answer. Like, you shouldn't be trying to go against the current, to swim against the current, or just swim with the current. You should make your own decisions and follow through with it. Like, make your own educated guesses with your educated decision. Like, if you want to know, like, if what someone above you or someone you perceive above you is telling you to do, read about it, get informed, and then make your own decision. Because at the end of the day, it's your own decision. Unless it's like, if it's your job, like, yeah, you gotta do it. If my boss tells me do XYZ, we need to do this, of course I can give him input to be like, this doesn't look good, but like, at the end of the day, if he says do it, I have to do it because that's what I'm getting paid for. Even if it's bad and I know it, not bad in like maybe we're gonna steal money from homeless children, like even if I know whatever we're gonna do is, we can do better, we can have a better outcome with another option. But like, if he says this is what has to be done, that's what has to be done. You can't be like, oh, but I think this will make more. No, or this makes more sense. You can say it, but if he says no, you gotta do what you're told to do, because that's what you're getting paid for. But like, if you have a choice, if you're the one running the company, yeah, you have to get informed and then make the right decision.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, so
Sometimes I go 75 and a 65 on the interstate. You know, I break the rules sometimes. You know?
Okay, badass. But look, I don't wear it and you wear it. Why are we?
It's an inconvenience. I don't want to do it. Can you acknowledge that people wanting to do it for their safety is not unreasonable or bad?
Yeah, that's it. If you have a problem wearing the mask, it's okay. You don't have to wear it. You don't have to wear it. But like, if your whole community voted and they have voted that that's what should be done, or the people you voted for who represent you voted that that's what should be done, it has to be done. I'm sorry, it's the same as the law. You might not like all the laws, but yeah, you live in a society where those laws apply, so you have to follow them. If you don't want to live by those laws, yeah, you can always go somewhere else, but they're gonna have some other laws. You're not gonna find anything that's just any place where all the laws are gonna be convenient for you. It doesn't exist, bro. It doesn't exist. That's
Sure, yeah.
Or do you say it does? It's not a sick.
Viruses and bacteria and other
I want
molecules
to
come
talk
to
to you
your
about
mouth, right?
spiritual stuff. This is the screenshot.
We'll get to, hold on.
Oh,
Shit that comes out of your mouth all the time when you're breathing, when you're talking. You can look at videos of people that are breathing or that are even like, even that are talking, and you can see the air coming out of their mouth. If you ever looked up a video of this in your life, why do you think wearing a cloth mask? Tell me this. How does wearing a cloth mask over your face make it hard to breathe because it doesn't let oxygen in or out? But you're saying it wouldn't block anything else coming out of your mouth. Molecules that are way larger.
It's literally a cloth over.
Yeah. But if you're complaining like it doesn't let you breathe as you would normally do. If it's not letting in the oxygen, like those molecules, they're just molecules. If they're not getting past the mask, why would you say that the mask is not effective on bigger particles like viruses and bacteria? Why would you say that?
Over your mouth and nose, it makes it harder to breathe.
Tabarnak.
Okay, if it's harder to breathe,
He knows he fucked up. You know he fucked up,
carbon
bro.
dioxide are orders of magnitude smaller than like viruses and bacteria and other molecules in your mouth.
Spiritual stuff.
See, he knows he
Hold
fucked
on.
up.
We'll get to the spiritual stuff. I'm just trying to for fucking different doctors. They don't wear that shit. It didn't help. Like that. Easy.
You're just
You see how
acting
easy
like
your life is. Look,
the
do you see how weak your mind is? Right? He's only
mind's
saying it
weak.
because he's only saying it because everyone else is. That's why it's wrong. I don't have to listen to it. Right? That's a weak mind.
Because I already know what you're about to say. It makes me uncomfortable, and it makes me sweat weird, and it fogs up.
Bugattis,
Ah.
mansions, and bitches. It
There's
is
another
the
conversation.
hollow life
The end goal.
imaginable.
That's not
They're still going.
the end goal, but that's just something I want. That's something I
It's-
would like
no,
to
no, no,
have.
hold
but that's
on.
not what's
The-
gonna make me be all end all happy. Like I want to have a wholesome life. I want to have kids. I want to have a good family. I want to just have a well-rounded, enjoyable life. And I don't think that's possible. Like for the life I want, I don't think it's possible in the West anymore because people are so brainwashed. People
Yeah,
believe
but
anything
you are
that's right.
brainwashing them, right? You're the one that's brainwashing them.
But he's part of he's part of the problem too. Like if you're saying you want these things, those two things don't match. You can say you want one thing and then say you want the other, and those two things are completely different. Completely different. The two lifestyles are completely different. So
Because you're telling them that they need Bugattis,
I'm not
mansions, and
telling you they
bitches to
need
be
that.
happy.
I'm not. I'm saying I want to get that, and I'm gonna get it. And a lot of guys, like I have a mostly male audience, they all want that too. And I know they want that because they play GTA all day, they play these video games all day, and they watch.
but the same people who are doing these things, they're the ones who are never gonna get those type of things you're talking about. They're never gonna get it. So why even? It's like a bubble of like people talking with people who have the same ideas, but like you kind of on top, but like you're telling them like you can have this, but you know your audience, you know who they are. They're not the people who are like making moves out here. They're just like you say, they're just the people playing GTA and whatever.
Prawn all day. So of
That's
course,
great.
Of course they want 10
That's
bitches
great.
in a mansion. But that's
That's
not the
fine.
end goal, and I'm not telling them they have to do that. Like I have Luke on my stream all the time too, and he just
A car or a lot of women. You just have to be rich, or you have to know how to play the game.
okay. How do you
That's
get
not
rich,
being a
Destiny?
good
How
man.
do you have to improve yourself to get rich, Destiny. What are you,
You don't
talking
have to
about?
improve. You don't have to be. Hold on.
No, no.
Aspects of your business, but you don't have to. I
Yeah,
need you to
it
understand.
doesn't have to be you. There's a difference between the person and what you are doing, like that's making you this money. Those are two different things. Two different things. You may be a good businessman, but like you have no interpersonal relationship. Like you're terrible at that. Like being a good person all around, man or woman, you need more than just like knowing how to make money. You need more than just knowing how to be a good lover, knowing how to be a good mother, a good father. It's way more than that. It's multidimensional.
You don't have to be a good man to get rich. You don't have to be a good man to get a house and cars.
Yeah,
These
you're
two
saying
things
they're right.
have-
Definitely, yeah, you do. If you want to like echo the programming and like be a part of the system,
See, that's the whole problem with Sneako. Like, you can see he kind of he's trying to he's getting he's like this close to understanding, and then he's just like nope. This goes according to the grain. I have to divert. And that's the whole thing. Like I've noticed lately with him. What can I say, bro? This is the new Sneako. But like, hey, if you don't see like the flow in your logic, in your way of thinking, like, of course I understand the idea of not following what you're being told blindly. That's good. That's a good thing. But there's also an extreme where you are completely opposed to anything the other side says just because they said it, or the person above you says just because they said it, and that's just as bad. It's just the same point on the opposite side of the spectrum, and it's just as bad. Tell me what you thought in the comment section. I'm out. Peace.